really bring recognition to a partnership, a unique partnership, and likewise a step in the direction that I think all of us in that partnership are very much interested in, and that's working toward a cleaner environment, at the same time helping Kentucky agriculture and moving into the 21st century in terms of some of the modern renewable resource fuels that may be available. We have represented here today representation from this partnership. I think the first individual I would call on would be Todd Barlow, who is Executive Secretary of our Corn Producers Association. Todd, if you'll make your way up here.
Well, good morning, everyone. I am Todd Barlow with the Kentucky Corn Growers Association, and would just like to say thank you to all the people that are involved in this partnership. We think it's exciting that we're using a fuel that creates jobs here in the United States. It's good for the environment. It's good for the corn producers throughout the state of Kentucky, and that's certainly our interest in this project. I think our timing is excellent when we look at the price of fuel and the timing of putting this, implementing this and putting into place. We're looking at gas at around $1.50 a gallon or $1.40 a gallon, and we're going to be paying somewhere in the 80-cent range for E85, which we think that the timing is just excellent. This project, of course, started out, I think, with a 1,000-gallon tank about 2 years ago and about 6 vehicles, and now we're moving into a range of 50 to 60 vehicles and going to a 10,000-gallon tank, and to us that's exciting. But just thank you, everyone, and thanks for the opportunity to allow us to participate in this event.
Thank you, Todd. Todd covered a point that I think shouldn't go insignificant, and that is the fact that it was the corn producers of Kentucky that really started our project here by making available our first tank. It was an above-ground tank. It was sitting out here, held 1,000 gallons. What a considerable progress making of moving from 1,000 gallons now to the facility that we stand on top of, where we have a 10,000-gallon tank of alcohol fuels. Another partnership in this, very significant in its contributions to the effort, has been our friends in Ford Motor Company. Ford Motor Company has, for several years now, made a vehicle that's particularly adaptable to the alcohol fuels. The process that goes on as we purchase vehicles, both for our motor pool here in the College of Ag and the state motor pool, vehicles are put out on bid. Ford has been getting these bids, and as a result, we have been stocking our motor pool with the alcohol adaptable vehicles. We now have 51 such vehicles in our fleet. Those vehicles are adapted to run on this new fuel, run very efficiently, and the performance has been tremendous. And representing here today for Ford Motor Company is Greg Zimbelfarb.
Thank you, Dean Little. Well, good morning. I'm proud to represent Ford Motor Company here today at the official opening of the University of Kentucky's E85 fueling site. Ford is the largest OEM producer of alternatively fueled vehicles, and our lineup of E85 vehicles includes the environmentally friendly Ford Taurus sedan and the Ford Ranger pickup truck. Both of these vehicles, when run on renewable E85, help reduce our nation's dependence on foreign oil and do not contribute to the greenhouse gas effect. Ford is happy to partner with the University of Kentucky, the Kentucky Corn Growers Association, the Kentucky Clean Fuels Coalition, and of course the state of Kentucky on this very important project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg. There's some other, I think, significant figures that I would simply share with you briefly. That is the fact over the last few years, over $3 billion has been invested across this country in ethanol production facilities. This is in 20 different states at 55 different ethanol plants. It's been estimated, too, that every 100 million gallons of ethanol fuel creates over 2,000 jobs in that community. and at the same time uses a tremendous amount of that renewable energy source, corn. We in Kentucky have increased corn production over the last few years with modern technology to today now where we are approaching over about 1.5 million acres of corn production each year. All of a sudden, Kentucky is moving into being a very significant grain-producing state. Certainly, as we come together, I'd also want to recognize the role of our Department of Energy. Our Department of Energy, I think, has been very much a partner in this, of providing encouragement, providing the kind of help that we need to put this together. And I'd simply introduce in the audience Jeff Young. Raise your hand out there representing the Department of Energy. We also have several individuals that were responsible for the construction here of our facility. First of all, I'd introduce Bill Peterson. Bill, raise your hand and wave. Bill is Director of our Management and Operations for the College of Agriculture, under whose responsibility the motor pool lies. Bob Bashir. Bob Bashir oversaw the construction of this effort, along with our representative here, Rich Riedel. Rich, raise your hand. In our University of Design and Construction that helped design this facility. And I would also quickly introduce you folks to our Lieutenant Governor, who has provided a continuing encouragement of us to move ahead, to set examples, to demonstrate, to really do those things that we ought to be doing as a university, that we ought to be doing as a partnership with industry. It's a pleasure to introduce our Lieutenant Governor, Henry.
Well, very quickly, let me just say that I guess it's been about 8 years ago when we started the Clean Fuels Coalition that I've been driving an alternative fuel vehicle since that time. And let me just say it this way. Kentucky has to take a better leadership role. Frankfort needs to take more incentive and provide those opportunities to all of Kentucky, because without these fueling stops, without infrastructure, it doesn't matter what the citizens want to do as far as providing or buying automobiles that burn E85 or vans. I want to thank Ford for your kind participation in this today. Without Ford, we wouldn't be here today with this 10,000-gallon tank. But let's just say it this way. For the people, it's better. For pricing, you heard that the prices are substantially lower than gasoline. For the farmers, it provides the means to use their corn. For the environment, cleaner air, cleaner water. As you've seen with the recent reformulated gasoline, with the additives that we're finding in our water supply now. And for national security reasons. I mean, anytime OPEC will raise gasoline in the future, if we're burning E85, it's not really going to be a significant issue to Kentucky. So let me just say that I want to congratulate the University of Kentucky for taking real leadership roles in this area. And again, congratulations to all concerned, and thank you for the corn producers for participating as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Henry. One other statistic that I would like to share with you, that its estimate represents 14 cents out of every dollar that's paid for that commodity across this nation. I think very significant as we look at the future of Kentucky agriculture, as we look at the whole energy picture in the future. We think the partnership that is being formed now is tremendously important. I want to challenge our friends across this state and across the nation to follow suit here and look in the future in terms of how we might continue to advance what we're trying to do here in Kentucky. I would also point out that we are planning at our quicksand location to move the small tank up there to begin to dispense of alcohol fuels at that location. At our Princeton facility down in western Kentucky, we have plans on the drawing board to develop a similar sort of fueling station. And I think in the future you'll see that more and more and more of this kind of bringing these resources together to advance the kind of efforts that all of us are working toward will certainly succeed in making Kentucky a better state, as well as setting the example across this nation, as Kentucky has done so many, many times. I'd like to ask our friends now to join me in a ribbon cutting.
We're going to cut or pull?
We're going to pull. Okay.
The ribbon pulling.
All right, how we go? Well, we get half this way, half that way. Dean, are you pulling or we pulling?
I'll pull on this side and you pull on that side.
Go.